Hold on to your shorts, everybody. Spectral Blade nerfs are inbound. What's going on? My name is the Black Link, and today, at least at the time of this recording, it is Thursday, April 18th, 2019. And that means it's time for another issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie. And oh boy, is this one people have been waiting for. It's been a busy week in the world of Destiny 2. We've got the Revelry going on right now, which is the Ava Levante helmed spring event in the world of Destiny. There's a brand new exotic to go and grind for, the Arbalest. We just put a guide video up on quick tips for how you can get that pretty easily. It doesn't take too long to grind out. We've got Revelrick Light creating all kinds of nonsense scenarios in raids, Gambit, PvP, comp, everywhere. And today we're going to be learning specifically about some incoming changes to the Spectral Blade Super. Let's go ahead and dive on in. Now, first things first, we have got Iron Banner going live next week from April 23rd to April 30th. The Iron Banner and Double Valor in the Quick Play playlist is going to be live. So if you're trying to get your hands on that Season 6 Iron Banner gear, you're going to have another opportunity to do it next week. But we also learn about some changes that are going to be coming in future seasons with the Iron Banner, most notably concerning the Iron Burden system. The TWAB states that Iron Burden was an experiment for Season 6. After reviewing community feedback, we are not planning to bring it back in Season 7. You will have this Iron Banner and one more to earn your Wizened Rebuke, which is of course the reward for getting, I do believe, 500 kills while 100 light underneath using the Iron Burden. And if you really want to showboat, you can use these next two Iron Banners to get 2,500 burden kills for the Now You're Just Showing Off triumph. Completing this triumph will reward the Heavy as Death emblem. And then we get a quick look at exactly what that emblem is going to look like. As something exclusive, it definitely looks pretty cool. But moving forward, next week, Lord Saladin is going to be selling special versions of the Roar of the Bear Iron Banner rocket launcher, as well as the Talons of the Eagle, the Iron Banner scout rifle. So if you haven't gotten a decent roll of either of those, pay attention next week. But anyways, that's enough of all of that. Let's get to the real reason you're on this video. Spectral Blades. This has been a super that's been causing a lot of trouble in PvP as of late, providing one of the most powerful options out there. And last week when we got some of the Arc subclass changes, a lot of people were wondering when we were going to hear about some Spectral Blades nerfs. Well, we're learning an awful lot about them this week in the TWAB, where the Sandbox team goes in depth to exactly how Spectral Blades are going to be changing in the future. Let's go ahead and dive on in. And again, for you hunters out there, hold on to your shorts, prepare for the nerfs. First on the cutting board is damage reduction. This is seeing a fairly sizable nerf. Your out-of-stealth damage reduction is going to be reduced from 60% to 52%, and your in-stealth damage reduction is going to be reduced from 62% to 54.4%. Basically, this means your armor, your defensive factor while you're in your super, is getting cut down. So other Guardians are going to have a much easier time taking you out. Now thankfully, we don't have to guess at why they're doing this, as the Sandbox team goes ahead and lets us know exactly why they're making this change. Previously, this super had the highest damage reduction of all the roaming supers, either in stealth or not. This change reduces Spectral Blades to have the lowest damage reduction of all the roaming supers while stealth is not active, and to be in line with the low end while stealth is active. With stealth, vision through walls, and fast shifty movement, this super ability actually has a lot of built-in survivability. This means a lower damage reduction will demand better planning and positioning to survive for multiple kills, which lines up well with the fantasy of the path. This is also a first step towards trying out a roaming super with lower damage reduction, so let us know what you think. And right off the bat, I have to kind of agree there. Spectral Blades definitely did have an awful lot of armor. It was very difficult to take out hunters who were beelining it towards you at the speed of light with that melee swipe that they have, unless you had very specific types of weapons. So I'm really not too surprised to see that damage reductions were definitely on the table when it came to nerfing this class a bit. I say as long as you bring it in line with some of the other roaming supers, stuff like the newly buffed Nova Warp, Storm Trance or Striker or anything like that, then that should hopefully be a decent enough state for it to be in, as long as they don't over-nerf the armor factor here. But that's not the only thing that's happening. Next up, the super duration is seeing a change. Your super length when out of stealth and not attacking has been nerfed from 17.5 seconds to 14.5 seconds, and your super length while in stealth, that means while you're invisible without attacking, has been dropped from 26.6 seconds, which is ridiculously long, to 23.5 seconds. Light melee cost has also seen an increase by 50%. Basically, we reduced the duration by 3 seconds overall. We want you to feel like you have the time to plan and stealth with the understanding that you need to be deliberate and swift with your strikes. Additionally, we increased the cost of the light melee attack. It may seem like a lot on paper, but previously it was almost nothing. Can confirm the swipe did cost basically nothing. Anyways, now you need to think just a little bit before spamming away. We didn't want to make it cost too much, as it's the only way to chase people down, but it did need to have at least a small visible cost to make it more of a choice. Now, if you were to personally ask me, this was one of the biggest things that I thought needed to be changed about Spectral Blades. I think the damage that it does is fine. I thought the length of time you have in the super is fine. But the fact that you could just spam that light melee attack over and over and over again and basically cross-map in a matter of seconds, that was always a bit of a problem when you mix it in with how long the super lasts, how much armor you have, and how much damage you can put out with it. Now it's going to be a bit more like Nova Warp, I'd imagine, where you're still going to be able to use that melee as a travel option, like you can use the blink technique with Nova Warp as an option, but you're not going to be able to spam it. It's going to cost you a little bit more, so hopefully no more free rounds of comp by just popping one Spectral Blade super. Not too bad at all. Overall, I think these are the right stats to look at when thinking of what you're going to be changing with Spectral Blades, but of course, we can't give our full opinion until we get a chance to play around with this. Now wait, I know what you're saying, but TVL, hold on, wait a second. What about the Gweiss Vest? Did they say anything about the Gweiss Vest? Well, as a matter of fact, they did. They said this: we are looking at Gweiss Vest now and playing with some changes. We also want to see how these initial changes go. If we decide to change Gweiss, you will see it in Season 7. So, there you go. Those are some of the changes that are going to be coming to you hunters, well, at least at some point in time in the future. We kind of don't have a set date for that right now. But I'd imagine as we're making our way closer and closer to the Season of Opulence, we'll be learning more about those changes soon. But anyways, Guardian, that's pretty much it for the biggest bits of news covered in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. But I did want to really quickly mention that Bungie is helping to run an ongoing fundraiser for Kilts for Kids, which is an event where they're attempting to raise about $77,000. And for every $30 donated, it's going to help for a family to stay at the Seattle Ronald McDonald House for one night. It's a neat little fundraiser, and if you'd like to learn more about that, you can find out more information and how to participate in the TWAB itself. We'll have a link to that down in the description box below. There are some rewards for doing so, including an in-game emblem. So if you're interested in that, go and check it out. But alright Guardians, that is pretty much it for the bit of news we had to cover today. How do you feel about the Spectral Blade changes? Do you think it's about time that class got some attention, or are you sad to see some damage reduction nerfs incoming? However you feel, be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. But alright, that's it for this one Guardians. I'm out for now, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.